I want to discuss about Kateb University. Before that, since Kateb University is part of the universities in Afghanistan, let me, as a statement of problem, ask you, especially the university representatives who are in this line, ask you some questions. One of the participants already asked that universities in Afghanistan do not have role at all. They have given particular statistics that about 2% of the universities has a role in that. So we can ask question about from universities of Afghanistan. So did you involve SDGs as part of your curriculum to teach your students? Train your students to be the future leaders of the SDGs? So this is the questions as a statement of the problem. And the second is that how many research we release related to that, to SDGs? So any person from university can say that yes, 4 papers, 3 papers they released. And the third is also it is embedding the SDGs in their operations. Like what I said, operations, so how we can responsibly consume things inside the campus of our university. That is the question, not to hurt the environment. How we can provide an environment, a peaceful environment, where our students and everybody respect their diversifications. So that can bring peace for the community. So that's the role of university. So I'm asking you, representative of university, what role you play, so what we did in that. And the last is about working together. How many of us came together and established, for instance, a conference or maybe a research center to work together to talk about this, one of these 17 goals which we have. So this is the question that one of the participants, before I speak about the role of universities in attaining SDGs in Afghanistan, said maybe 2% of universities in Afghanistan are aware of that. So this shows that like any sector, like economic and others, Afghanistan and universities are lagging behind as compared to the international universities which they play. So now I'm talking about the Kateb University and the role which we played in attaining SDGs, or at least taking a small part in attaining SDGs in the country. One is that if you look to the structure of the Kateb University, if you saw our campus, we have a separate campus just allocated for research activities. So we have 4 research centers. Out of that 4, one of them is just dedicatedly working on SDGs, which is called Kateb Research Institute. For the last 2 years, this center worked on SDGs, so you can see that today's conference is one of the results of that activities. So, to move on, so let me discuss about some of the achievements related to Kateb universities in attaining SDGs. So you can see that the first one is that together with Ministry of Economy and Executive Committee in 2017, Kateb University hosted a workshop where 260 people from students and teachers of Kateb, they attended to raise the awareness about the SDGs. That was one of our role in SDGs, hosting and helping Ministry of Economy and Executive Committee in Afghanistan. And then last year, we hosted another conference called Surfacial Water Management, where 2 ministers were the speakers and panelists beside the Center for the Environmental Studies in Kabul universities, and more than 200 participants attended that. So that's the second. The third is that related to SDG 3, which is health. Last year, Kateb University arranged the first ever conference related to an international medical conference where 300 participants attended in 10 papers. Researchers, they submitted 10 papers related to the health, and then they discussed about their findings. And then if we move on, so today's conference is one of another achievements of Kateb University, where we, from our own budget, we did not ask any of our partners to financially support us. We are paying all these activities from our own pocket. And also we allocated our resource, a team who dedicatedly worked on this. So this is our role in attaining the SDGs. And also we have at master level, we have two fields, in economic fields, we have two fields. One is development economists. So up to now, we trained 151 master students in that field. So they can, I'm sure that, today or tomorrow they can take their own part in the society, which show the role of Kateb University indirectly. And so most important, which is really universities in Afghanistan lagging, that we can see least universities in Afghanistan to have ISI papers. So this ISI paper, it is different from the paper which we are going in the field, asking some question, and then we are releasing our finding. So these are papers which will be published in international scientific indexing. So luckily, Kateb University, up to now, released 14 papers, ISI papers. And more than that, our students published 151. So we counted the list of the theses which our students at master level they released. 151 theses were related to SDGs. As our chancellor said in the morning that, so unfortunately there is no connection now, serious connection between the universities and the government policymakers. As a result, 151 theses are just maybe in our library, so no one can utilize that. So that is our achievement. And the last, we have school, Kateb school. So we, about 300 students, so we provided free of cost education. So we have Kateb Hospital, which is as a sister organization for Kateb. And for that also, we are provide affordable health services to our staff, to our students, and our employees. So these are some of the achievements where we can talk that Kateb University did related to the SDGs. So more than that, we can talk something about the Kateb corporate social responsibility. So already talked about the one and second, and very important is that for the last 10 winters, Kateb University allocated budget for 90 teachers in 90 centers in 14 deprived provinces of Afghanistan. So we paid about 45,000 Afghani to each teachers to provide educational services free of cost to the deprived provinces and students. So these are some of our activities as part of our social activities. So then, now, this is about the past and present of the Kateb University. So what is our plan for the future? Yes, speakers highlighted in the morning that universities can take a role in attaining SDGs in 4 areas. The first one is curriculum, teaching, training, capacity building of the people. So luckily, our chancellor and our team, we approved to have a separate field in the future related to development. And also, we have agreed with our partners, including SDG Academy, to bring those courses which Professor Sachs talked about here in Kabul to teach our students. That is our serious plan to embed those programs into our curriculum, to have better role in future in attaining the SDGs. That's one of our plan. The second is also with partners, of course. We see who is our partner. George Mason University. Just our chancellor came from US, signed an MOU with George Mason universities and other universities. So together with them, we will do research in the future. We map our research to be linked with all 17 SDGs goals. And the third is about the operations. I am the Vice Chancellor for Admin and Finance. So I plan to, in our daily practice, how to implement that this. So how responsibly we consume. So already we started that. To teach our staff how to responsibly consume things. Just one of the examples inside the campus of university. And the last is partnership. In partnership, I can tell that from tomorrow, this conference then will be released in SDSN's website as newsletter. So we are the only SDSN member university in Afghanistan. So after this, our team will work, it will report to SDSN, and it will be published as newsletter there. And more than that, we agreed with our partners who are in this room. For instance, with AREU, we agreed that as a result of this conference, we have to release a policy note or a report we have to submit as a result, report to the stakeholders. And also we agreed with Akbar. So in the meeting we agreed that we have to take part in writing shadow report for the SDGs in Afghanistan. So these are our planning, so we will work on that. And yes. So these are our members, it's part of our partnership. So I think I don't have more time to talk, but even we plan to have a regional conference on SDGs. So with International University already we discussed about these. And if you remember the recommendation of Jeffrey Sachs in the morning, he said, so build SDSN in Afghanistan. So he sent a message to me in my Skype that, okay, now let's go. You are a SDSN member, so please go for building SDSN in Afghanistan. So these are our plan. So I think all these things will not happen that just Kateb does things. Kateb is not able only to do this. So our partners are doing. So let me, at the conclusion, thanks to Mr. Surush particularly, and Mr. Khoksari Sahib. These people really helped us a lot. Mr. Surush provided all materials related to SDGs for us. So we are thankful to all of you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.